Thank you for welcoming the family of intercountry committees to Berlin. It is an honor, sincere honor, because this is a city that has knocked out walls of all kinds, determined in programming its future, willing and ready to include and value diversities in a land of international and national understanding that became a living example of positive work in progress, a melting pot of ethnicities, and a live experiment for humankind. This is an ideal environment that welcomes diversities united and bonded by a common grasp of what peace is or could be or means. No better place, therefore, for intercountry committees than Berlin to host our gathering within the Global Peace Forum boundaries. No better place, believe me, to look at the past, to build up for the future. And our past is 60 years old, a little bit more than 50% of Rotary life. The history of intercountry committees starts some 60 years ago, soon after the war. Strong was the desire and the need, I would say, of the civil society for restoring hopes and dreams, values often forgotten in our societies, overcoming physical and psychological barriers, for healing from the tragedy of dictatorship, for resetting the values of democracy, starting from the bottom, starting from simple, affordable, sustainable, we would say today, projects and behavior. People started to look around in search of sparks in the eyes of other human beings, sparks of interest and curiosity, sparks for abandoned visions, and desire to be again alive in a world where quality of life could be set again as an achievable objective. That was also a magic moment in which Rotary was given back the chance of existing and progressing. So French and German Rotarians initiated a program that would see Rotarians from both sides meet and work together in the name of Rotary. And their program started soon to be known as the one of intercountry committees. At first, they were created as an initiative for peace and understanding in Europe after two painful world wars. After the charter of the ICC between France and Germany in 1950, a network of ICCs was developing in Europe and worldwide, starting with the twinning of clubs across countries. International contacts between Rotarians increased in a spirit of real tolerance and fellowship. Soon Rotarians, clubs and districts from the two countries of an ICC realized that only working together on common activities could further promote peace through improved communication and improved mutual understanding. Rapidly growing reality with a fast pace, we could count today more than 250 ICC. One of the latest signed the protocol yesterday evening here in Berlin, and more than 50 countries to build peace through service, we say today. We Rotarians have a real challenging job in addressing these issues effectively. So the question is, are we able to contribute to peace, freedom, and democracy in the world, and how? The grounds on which ICC deployed its action were basic and simple: awareness, knowledge, curiosity, personal availability to overcome barriers of any kind, fellowship, interest to be in contact with individuals from different societies, with individuals able to overcome difficulties. We did not feel to be yet stakeholders in peace, or as we would say a few years ago, outposts in peace. But we felt the pride to work on a long-term program which was accommodating our passions and our hopes. Because again, as yesterday Bruce Ollier was underlining, without hopes and dreams we could not achieve results in the polio field. How could we possibly do it without maintaining our desire to comply with the dream and the hope to bring peace to the world? Again, Bruce Ollier was yesterday reminding us the fact that 1.5 billion people live in conflict areas. Then does this mean that the other remaining 5.5 billion individuals are in a permanent state of grace? It has peace? ICC moved in the years operating about reciprocal knowledge because knowledge is the basis to overcome prejudice, and we did look on what was uniting rather than separating or dividing our communities. And there is a matter of choosing whether we should work more on prevention only, investing in the Rotary Peace Center, investing in the youngsters, investing in the professionals who are following, who were formerly alumni of our services from the Rotary Foundation, investing themselves into peace and conflict resolution, or we should just get practical, get tangible results, acting immediately, at least for what regards ICC, into transforming this into what it is already known as a further strategy to comply with the missions of peace of Rotary International. Sure, we have the chance to continue investing into the traditional training and education, in conflict resolution processes and in Rotary Peace Center, as I was saying, understanding and acting on the root causes of conflicts, but also for the willing volunteers to operate with further strategy of ICC, to go beyond borders, to beyond fears, to make the difference in the quality of ties and interaction among populations of diverse social, economical, political, religious background. Today, ICC are providing country-based activities for direct bilateral humanitarian and peace efforts using all RI programs and initiatives with a priority on those which can prepare the ground, pave the ground for constructive relations between countries and within them. Almost 50, I was saying, the countries that host an ICC organization in Central, West, and East of Europe, in the Middle East, in the Mediterranean Sea, in North, South, East and West of Central Africa, in the US, in Spanish-speaking countries, in Latin America, in Russia, in Brazil, and many other countries. While other newcomers are at the door, from Serbia, Montenegro, and Latvia to the far east of the world, more than 40 in Germany, more than 40 as well in France, 18 in Italy, and so on. This was an enormous success, and we thank all that cooperated for this to happen. Because yesterday we had a variety of issues that were confronted, offered to the others to be imitated. We talked about many countries, from Russia to Pakistan, to Germany, to Italy, to Greece, to the Mediterranean Sea. And for what regards this area, I want to tell you that looking at the past to build our future, I was thinking about what we did with Italy-Turkey ICC. We thought about the earthquake operations that was born, really, believe me, for a personal story, and here Julio Sorjus remembers it quite well, because we intervened just because the Intercountry Committee was on the edge of meeting, and we had this call for service, and we did it, and that was important. But also we worked on the street boys, also on food, on cuisine, on contemporary arts, on culture, on music, on economy, on women in action, joint project partnership, and many other projects. And this puts us in a position for which we now have a wonderful relation with our friend and we have a grasp of what real fellowship might mean for us. Israel, Italy. I'm thinking about one of the latest programs that was yesterday, one of the posters in our marketplace, concerning a project that unites all the youngsters from difficult countries, like Palestine territories, Egypt, Turkey, Lebanon, Israel, and other countries that were called in Italy in a little town dedicated to peace, and they were working, accustomed to live together for 20 days, sharing all with the other youngsters with different religious, economic, social, political background. I don't hide you, I don't deny that the first days are sometimes difficult, but the beautiful thing is that at the end of this period of days, the people are discovering a way to communicate among so many different languages, religions, political backgrounds. And Greece and Turkey, you think that the only thing that is working is economy? Now we are working on this project to make and overcoming barriers together in a place like Greece, in which we don't have any war. And ICC activities of Lebanon, like Together in Lebanon, was one of the most enthusiastic organized meetings that I can recall of, and was done to know the society, know the issues, know the people, know who was making the difference of quality of life in that country. We at ICC are proud to be very good at building reason for international understanding and coexistence, to increase the value and the meaning of diversities, to stress also the opportunities for setting new models and synergy among clubs and Rotarians, without forgetting about the value of interactions with partnerships to be like the ones with UNESCO and other international civil institutions, public and private. Our next step will be the ones concerning the areas of focus. We understand that we have to move up, to step up from where we are. We could not limit our relation to be a friendly, although useful relation. We have to step up and prepare our organization more formally to the new challenges, but also to be focused on the areas of focus. Because if we are not focused, we are going to have too widespread objectives and targets. To do this, we started, instead of talking about this, we started experimenting, and we have a pilot project, which is the areas of focus of Mediterranean Peace Initiative, in which all inter-country committees that are willing to have a word in this will be welcome and will be involved into establishing a new roadmap based on youngsters, on job opportunities, and all the areas of concern that mutually we will recognize as important. We will offer ICC the opportunity to work with a higher level of commitment, so with the areas of focus, but a much turbulent area deserving to be our priority number one in this part of the world. Turbulent, the Mediterranean, because it is for the potential risks, but also for the basic need that societies cannot do or cannot take care for, like water and jobs.